If you want to make chocolate, you can do chocolate. Basically, the possibilities are endless, and we're going to try a couple of those flavors in class. If you, I've not written them in the list of ingredients, but if you have something on hand, then we can just toss them in the batter, and everyone will have great cupcakes at the end of it. I'm also going to be teaching y'all one of my favorite frostings. I know a lot of people here are super health conscious. Last week we had Auntie Sakina doing some really healthy bakes. This isn't by any means healthy, but I know a lot of people don't like a lot of sugar and don't like the traditional buttercream. So my go-to frosting is a ganache. So we're going to discuss three different types of ganaches that we can make. I will be demonstrating one of them, and then some really fun, easy, simple decoration ideas. If you do not have a piping tip, that's also fine. If you do not have the one I mentioned but have something else, that's also fine. These techniques will work for basically any piping tip or even no piping tip for that matter. Without further ado, I hope everyone has their stuff set up. I am going to change my camera to that angle so you can see some of the stuff I have going. That's okay. Okay, great. So before we get started, we're actually going to start with making the ganache, and this is because unlike most other frostings,
I got this. I know I do this.
Okay, then don't
okay,
worry.
there we go.
No, but I'll read her. She says.
Unlike most other frostings, which you can whip up and use instantly, the ganache when you make it needs to set for a little time. So generally, when you make a ganache, you will leave it at room temperature for, like, say, overnight. If you want to use it tomorrow, we can make it the night before. Leave it overnight, just covered, cling wrap. If you don't want to cling wrap, it is also fine. It's not like really necessary. And then you can use it the next day and it really thickens up. A ganache, in the most simplest terms, is an emulsification of chocolate with a fat. So if anyone here is vegan, for instance, while we're not doing a vegan version of the cakes, you can do a vegan version of this ganache, is just replace the fresh cream with any kind of um, non-dairy substitute. So for instance, I made this same version. Also, can people mute themselves if they're not asking something? Thank you. Okay, great. You can replace fresh cream with a coconut milk or an almond milk, and that works perfectly. If you want to reduce the amount of fat, but any emulsification of chocolate with a fat gives you a ganache. Any questions so far? Also, you can switch on your video since we're baking along. So whoever's baking along, have your videos on so I can see what you are doing and troubleshoot. And also, it's kind of lonely out here. Anybody? Is anyone baking along? Okay, let's just do a little, like, let's backtrack a little. Is anyone doing a baking along? If you are, just write like hey in the chat or something like that. Okay, I've attended a lot of these before and y'all generally talk a lot more. Is it like you're now going to talk? Okay, I have one case. Can I have you on video so I know what you are doing? Yes, baking along.
Michelle, can I ask a question?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, you said Nisha.
Okay, hi Nisha.
Hi. You said the ganache, you keep it overnight. You melt it and keep it?
Yes, so we'll talk about that and we'll also talk about a cheat fix because right now we can't keep it overnight because we're decorating right away.
Yeah.
But for the best consistency results, you definitely should keep it overnight. It just becomes easier to use and pipe with. Okay. It looks like nobody's joining me for like video purposes. Wow, that's so okay, great. Okay, so we'll start with making our ganache. Now, I mentioned three different types of chocolate. So we have white chocolate, milk chocolate, and dark chocolate. Okay. This I didn't give you grams for is because you calculate chocolate ganaches by ratio. For dark chocolate, to make a filling or piping kind of ganache, you'd use a 2:1 ratio, which is 2 parts chocolate, 1 part cream. If at any point you're not catching along, just stop me and I'll backtrack. We can do it again, no problem. Um, so that is for dark chocolate. If you want to do, have you seen those really nice drip cakes where you have like chocolate dripping down the side? If you want to make a ganache for that consistency, you'd use a 1:1 ratio. Basically, what you're doing is you're adding equal parts of cream, so that kind of loosens the chocolate and it's more flowy. But when we want to pipe with it, we want it to be thick and hold a consistency so that it leaves nice lines. So that is a 2:1 consistency and keeping it overnight. That's dark chocolate. For milk chocolate, you can do a 2:1, but I found better results with 2.5:1. It's a little tricky to calculate just because I'm bad at math, but I'm sure you will figure it out. And for a white chocolate ganache, you do a 3:1 ratio, which is 3 parts white chocolate to 1 part of cream. And this is because white chocolate has a lot of um, milk, salt, and cocoa butter as opposed to darker chocolate. So if everyone has their chocolate right now, oh, this is also how I calculate for cupcakes. So each cupcake, I take around 20 to 25 grams of ganache. Right now, we're going to be making 6 cupcakes. So that's about 120. So I'm making like 150 grams of ganache just to be on the safer side.
Question,
So,
please.
Yeah, sorry.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
For white chocolate, you said 3:1. That is for what? Piping or dropping?
That is for piping. For a drip, you can do a 2:1 for white chocolate.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. Okay, so if everyone has their chocolate, I'm going to move this camera somewhere here so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so I have my chocolate. I've waited. I am melting it today in the microwave to make it a little easier for y'all. You can melt it on a bun marie to make it a little easier. And you have more control over the melting process of it. If you attended Mercy Auntie's workshop on the first time, you know, a bun marie is basically one vessel with water inside, and then you keep another vessel, the one with your chocolate, on top of that, like so. But it should fit perfectly. So actually, like so, right? So you have the water vessel, and then you keep this on top, and then you can melt it, and that way, because chocolate is really sensitive to water, it doesn't damage the chocolate. We don't want any water droplets getting inside of the chocolate. So for now, I've just chopped up my chocolate into smallish cubes, and I've taken 100 grams here, and I'm going to add 50 grams of cream. So for those who don't have a digital scale, for starters, I definitely recommend getting one. Just because it makes the weighing process a lot easier. But if you don't have a digital scale for now, the same calculations. If you're taking 1 cup of chocolate, you take half a cup of cream. Simple. Okay. And now you guys can follow me. I'm gonna stop my video for a second. Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, so like there's a question. How many grams of chocolate did you use?
I took 100 grams of chocolate and 50 grams of cream.
That's for 4 cupcakes, right?
That is for 6. You're
6.
like
Okay.
counting like 20 grams. So that is my really messy. Okay, if you're using a microwave and you have a heat setting, I want you to turn it down to almost low. If you don't have that, turn it down to like the least wattage possible and only in bursts of 30 seconds. I am going to grab a spoon. Whoever's baking, if at any point you have any difficulty with any of the steps, just stop me and let me know. You can already see it's kind of coming together, but we have couple of lumps, and that's why we chop up the chocolate, is because it takes a little time to melt. So I think we can put it for another 30-second burst. How is everyone else doing with the melting of chocolate? Do you all have it at the same consistency?
I have a question. How
Yeah.
long do we need to keep the chocolate to melt in total?
In bursts of 30 seconds, you can keep putting it inside the microwave on a low setting. You don't want to put it on a higher setting because you don't want to burn your chocolate. I have burned chocolate multiple times and it's not fun.
Okay, thank you.
A question. Sorry, I think I missed out on the name of the chocolate that you are using.
Today I'm just using like a very basic Morday compound. Not the best chocolate to use, honestly. It's kind of low tier. But you can use a nice couverture. You can use Van Houten. If you really want to like spend money on it, Calibut has an amazing couverture chocolate. Couverture, the difference between couverture and compound is that couverture has actual cocoa butter, whereas compound chocolate has oil. So while compound is a little more stable, it lacks in flavor. Doesn't make a huge difference for cupcakes, but if you want to like go a little fancy, you can invest in a nice couverture chocolate. My personal favorites are Van Houten, Van Leer is good, Calibut's amazing, but very expensive.
Thank you.
Anytime.
Does chocolate need to be kept in the fridge after use?
No. So a ganache would need to, because it has cream now. But
I mean the remaining chocolate.
yeah,
Unused.
so the remaining ganache that we're making would be needing, you need to store it in the fridge. Because cream would get spoiled, but the chocolate is fine. You can
No, not the chocolate, not the ganache, sorry. It's the chocolate, the remaining chocolate that we...
That can be kept at room temperature.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks.
So this is what I have right now. It's a really loose consistency. And so, and obviously you can't pipe with this because it won't hold any shape. But I don't have any lumps or anything of the sort. So after you have it to this consistency with everything melted and nicely mixed together. So at this point, if you had time, you would keep it like this, just like dust off your spoon, cover it with something and keep it overnight. And tomorrow will be this beautiful, thick ganache that you can use to pipe. Right now, we don't have that kind of time. So I'm just going to pop this in the fridge. And then we'll pull it out once our cupcakes are baking. So everyone just put this in the fridge. I'll be right back.
Is this consistency okay? Sorry.
I don't see you. Wait, I have this camera. Yes. Who is this consistent? Yes, that looks good.
Okay, thank you.
Well, that's quite thick actually. That's nice. Okay. Does anyone else want to check consistencies with me? Are we all on the same page? Quick check it before we start making our cupcake batter. I cannot believe there are 80 people and nobody's talking. Okay, I'm gonna take that as a everyone's on track. And we're moving on. Okay, great. So if you followed my reminder, you have your butter at this nice, soft, incredible.
Hi, Michelle. Can you check my ganache, please?
Yes, absolutely.
Is
Yeah,
this
that
okay?
looks good. If you can
I'll
keep it
put it in water.
right now, and then we can, it'll be thicker.
Excuse me, how much of cream you said?
What's the quantity of the chocolate you're using if it's dark chocolate, and one third the quantity if it's white chocolate.
How much cream?
It's a ratio. So you're using a 2:1 ratio. So half the quantity of the chocolate. So for instance, today we have taken 100 grams of dark chocolate and
So
therefore we've taken 50 grams of cream. If
okay,
the
50
same
grams.
is taking a white chocolate, we take like, I don't know, 100 and then one third that, 33 grams or something. Of cream. You're muted.
Take 50 grams of cream and 100 grams of chocolate and just microwave it. Any water to be added?
So you can either do a bain marie or you can do it in the microwave in bursts of 30 seconds or a really low setting.
Okay, that's all. Not to add any water, right?
Nothing. No, nothing at all.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
Okay, great. So moving on to the quick cupcake batter. No one else has we want the butter. So this butter pound cake or vanilla pound cake is a very simple 4-ingredient.
Michelle,
Yes.
if you keep your camera, which is your mobile, which is on the stand, if you keep it on the landscape mode, you know,
Okay.
you kept it vertically. If you fix it landscape, we will get a better view.
Okay, let me try doing that.
You have to just turn that and just turn it this way, so you get a vertical.
Horizontal.
Yeah, a landscape view.
1 second. I need to figure this out. And then like that. Yeah.
Yes.
How
Yes.
many how many grams of butter do we have to use?
100.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Is that good for everyone?
Yes.
Okay, amazing.
Yes.
Okay. So actually this recipe is super simple in that you have 4 ingredients, 5 including baking powder, and you need to take them all in equal amounts. You never need to remember this recipe because you just need to take the same amount of everything. If everyone's wondering what's the weight of an egg, 1 egg is 50 grams, right? So if you want to make less of this batter, you can just take 1 egg, 50 grams of butter, 50 grams of sugar,
Yeah.
and 50 grams of flour, and you still have the same recipe. Okay. So you never have to remember this. It's the most easiest and the most basic recipe you can have.
Yeah. Please repeat the ingredients once more. 100 grams butter.
So butter, sugar, eggs, flour, baking powder.
All in equal quantities.
Not the baking powder.
1
Not
teaspoon.
50 grams of baking powder.
No. No, 1 teaspoon.
So 1 teaspoon, it's half teaspoon per egg. So 1 egg is half teaspoon, so 2 eggs is 1 teaspoon, and so on. Yeah?
Excuse me, how much?
Yes, sorry?
Butter you said 100 grams, right?
Yes.
And
100
flour and eggs?
So flour is also 100 grams and eggs is 2 eggs.
2 eggs. Okay, fine.
Yeah. All equal quantities, and 1 egg is 50 grams, so that also equals to 100 grams.
2 eggs or 1 egg is 50 grams. So you want
1
200?
egg is 50 grams, so 2 eggs is 100.
100
So we are
grams.
making a vanilla pound cake of like 400 grams in total. Everything is
Okay. What about sugar?
Sugar is also 100 grams.
100 grams. Huh? That bowl, that cup is there, no? I can measure in that. What I used to measure the rice,
Okay.
no?
Clara, will you? Yes, thank you. Any other question? There was someone who was asking something.
Should we add the butter, the sugar, and the eggs? Butter, sugar, and mix
Wait.
it.
Follow along. Wait. Don't just go ahead. So it's important to start with soft and butter, is because it kind of will cream much better together. It shouldn't be melting, so you don't want to have like little grease pools. This consistency is
Yeah.
great,
Mm.
right? Okay. Once you have your butter, I want you to powder sugar. Now I've kept my sugar powdered, but you can quickly go powder 100 grams of sugar.
That must have become, no? Just bring, no?
And you
No,
can
enough.
add
That is
100
enough.
grams of
It
sugar.
will melt now. That is at the end, no?
Please mute your mics.
It will come.
Okay.
Everybody go on mute, please. We can't hear Michelle. Whoever's talking in the background, please go on mute. Except for Michelle. Who is Raina Peters?
Yeah.
I think you're not on mute.
Please mute, yeah.
And
Raina,
there's one
please
other
mute
auntie
yourself.
also who's talking all the time.
Clara is talking, she's disturbing.
Okay, guys. Okay, everyone's on mute. So if you need to ask a question, just unmute yourself, but otherwise keep yourselves on mute so everyone can follow along. But do unmute yourselves when I ask you all to talk, because it feels really bad when you all don't give answers. Anyway. Okay, so I have my sugar and butter together in this. Now, a lot of recipes will ask you to use a hand mixer. My mom taught me to bake, and she's a huge believer in using as little vessels as possible so she doesn't have to wash them. So this recipe is great because you just need a spoon and a lot of arm strength. And you kind of mix this together first, really slowly, so that you're incorporating the sugar with the butter. I'm almost pressing the sugar into the butter in such motions. Can y'all see that? I'm going to hold my hand out so you can probably. So just
Yes, we can see.
really pressing it in. Right? And once you have most of the sugar incorporated, we begin the creaming process, which is just you using a lot of arm strength to do this. You're mimicking an electric mixer, and you're basically beating a lot of air into this so that your end product becomes nice and fluffy. Okay. So we have it nice and pale. It's a little shade lighter than it was initially. Is everyone with me till now on this step?
Yes.
Hold on, hold on.
Okay. We're gonna wait for whoever said hold on. I'm just gonna grab my vanilla. Okay. Does everyone have that? Going to take that as a yes. Once you have your butter and sugar nicely creamed together in one egg, like one egg addition, you will add egg, beat, add egg, beat till it's completely mixed. So you crack in your egg, no shells. Nicely break it in. It's going to be a little weird looking first, but it's going to come together. Once you have it to that, oh, I'm not even showing it. Wow. Yeah, once you have it to that, you can add in your second egg. And this time you can, okay, so I had written flavoring and color optional. So this is like a very basic, no. Everybody ignored that. No, nothing happened. I don't think y'all saw it also. It's fine. Eggs did not fall into my, I'm gonna wash my hands. Hold on. Okay, cool. After that very tiny mishap. If at any, okay, so now we can kind of talk about the versatility of this recipe. Is that you can make this whatever you like. In my ingredients list I did flavorings and or color. And one of my favorite cakes growing up was this ribbon cake, which has to be the dumbest cake in the existence of all cakes because it's just vanilla cake with color. It's like different colors, but kids love it. So you can honestly divide this into different batters, or you can just color this another color, just dump in like food color. You can add vanilla essence, you can add lemon essence, you can add strawberry essence, and just make whatever your heart desires. For now, I'm just gonna add some vanilla. I'm adding 1 teaspoon of vanilla for the aforementioned ingredients. And I nicely mix that all together. Make sure to scrape the sides once in a way so you get all of the gunky stuff on the side. You have a nice loose thing like so. Okay, is everyone with me? Do you all have
Yes.
Yes.
egg, butter, sugar mixture? Amazing.
So we have to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla, right? Essence
Yeah,
vanilla
that's
essence.
right. 1 teaspoon of vanilla. You can add any other flavoring if you want to. I'm going to do vanilla because I'm going to make something else later. I've got some stuff over there. Okay. For people who wanted cup measurements, that is half a cup of butter, 1 cup of sugar, still 2 eggs, and 1 cup of flour. And I'm bringing up cup measurements right now because I do have a digital scale, but I just want to show everyone how to measure if you're using a cup. When you say 1 cup, it is not like take a packet of maida, take a cup, keep cup. It can be level, it can be heap, it can be loosely packed. That is not how you measure maida. I'm going to grab another spoon. Start. Yes. So when you're measuring maida, you spoon it in like this. I hope everyone can see that. You spoon it in and don't just dump your cup into something because that way your measurement won't be accurate. So I have this of my watch. You have markings on the side of your cups. You just want to read those. And this is just for people who use cup measurements. I would still highly recommend getting a digital scale. It's a game changer. I have that. I think I'm short a little. Okay, and that's a loosely packed 1 cup. Let's see if that measure to be 100 grams. I really hope this works. Yes.
So in terms of weight, it is 100 grams, right?
Yeah, that's right. Okay. So we have that. We add 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Oh, also baking powder, you can spoon it like this. I think you can see it from here. Okay. But always take something and flatten it out. So you have 1 level spoon of baking powder. See that? Okay.
Quantity of baking soda.
Not baking soda. Baking soda is different from baking powder.
What is the quantity that we should put in baking powder?
1 teaspoon.
Okay, thank you.
And now again, we're kind of doing a loose mix here. And then you do a folding technique. So you scrape and under and over. Once again, so scrape, get all your sides, all of that flour, under, over. And just do that. And you'll see how from like a shaggy dough, it will come together to become a really smooth dough. A batter, not a dough. If your flour by any chance has lumps, you can sieve it. I personally don't like wasting time sieving my batter. I really should. But I haven't had any issues. So unless you have really gritty flour with a lot of knots in it, you really don't need to be sieving. But if you feel like you should, then go ahead. And you will see how the batter comes together and become this nice, really nice smelling batter. I love butter pound cakes because they smell like just rich and they're so simple to make. Okay, make sure you're really scraping the sides. Get all of this. And one more time, if anyone missed that, it's like this and down. Like this and down. And so you're getting even the bottom of the bowl. There shouldn't be any flour stuck to the bottom. You can see that it's all just one nice batter. Okay. Ooh, it's really hot. I'm gonna put the fan on. Okay, great. Now that we have that, at this point, you can also add any inclusions if you want to make this. And I am actually personally I'm giving these to my grandmother. I don't eat a lot of sweets, weirdly enough. So I want to make these into, for instance, a choco walnut cupcake, right? So I have over here some unsweetened cocoa powder and some walnuts, right? Now there's two ways you can go about this. If you're really scared about like messing up the ratio and things of it, you can substitute a little of the flour with some of the cocoa powder. I tried it both ways and it personally doesn't make a huge difference. So don't be stressed out about it. You're just adding it as a flavor component. If anyone has anything else on hand, can we use the cake mixer? Yes, you can. So that's the money.
Yeah, the sugar also was 1 cup. I know it's 100 grams, but was the sugar also measuring 1 cup if we are asking for measurements in cups?
Yes, that's sugar in 1 cup. Sugar 1 cup, flour 1 cup, and butter half cup because butter is a little more denser than the flours.
Thank you.
Like how many like grams of cocoa powder do we need exactly?
Yes, so cocoa powder. So I have cocoa powder. If anyone has cocoa powder on hand, I think I'm going to add like, I don't even know. This is like 410 grams. That's it. This is basically where you can go off script and do whatever you like. That's 10 grams for me.
Did you say 10 grams?
Yeah, I'm just doing my own thing now.
But I mean, for those who do not have a digital weighing scale, that would be
10 grams, so like 1 teaspoon maybe.
Okay.
This is mainly you going off script and you have, I don't know, you have almonds up at home. You have, for those who like it a little naughty, you can add a splash of rum in there. Go for it. Have a fun boozy cake. Why not? Yeah, I like that. Not making it super chocolatey. And a handful of walnuts. I'm literally going to take a handful. So that much. If anyone wants it in weight.
Are these blanched?
No, it's just cracked from the shell thing.
Remaining.
And then I'm going to, so that's 24 grams, a handful. I have medium-ish hands. This is why a digital scale is so handy, is because nobody really knows what a handful is. Okay, and then you take them and you can just break them up into little pieces.
What is that? What are that nuts?
This is walnut, but you can use whatever you like. You can use almonds, you can use raisins, you can use pecans, hazelnuts, you can use peanut butter. You can do whatever you like. You can even, whoever doesn't have something, this is not necessary. The vanilla cake tastes yummy as it is. You can also do the ribbon cake. If you want to do the ribbon cake,
we should add how much? Excuse me, how much of the nuts or peanut butter? What should be used?
Anything you like. I have used 24 grams of walnuts.
Okay, this year used for the ganache, right?
No, this is for the cake batter.
Okay, for the cake batter, 25 grams of walnuts.
Yeah.
Okay. But when you add peanut butter, then it will become, I mean, that also is 25 grams only, right?
That, yeah, you can, this is really an eyeball it yourself kind of situation. If you like a lot of nuts, you can go a little crazy and add a lot of nuts. Also, not a problem. It's not going to drastically change.
Could you please check the batter consistency. Like I've added the cocoa powder.
Yeah, can you stir it around a little?
See?
Can you stir it?
What?
Yes, that's good. That's great.
Yeah.
Hello, Michelle. When you
Yeah.
add the walnuts like this, won't they sink to the bottom of the cake
So
after it's baked?
according to 24
Wait, one
Hello.
second, one at a time. So I have someone asking me about walnut sinking. And
Yes.
no, in a looser batter where there are like really thin batters, the batter can't hold it. I also haven't mixed it and I'll show you how to mix it in. But in a thinner batter, there are issues of it sinking and there's nothing you can do about it because gravity. But in a thicker batter such as this, there's two ways. One is you can dust this in a little bit of flour and add it. Never found the need because that's why make sure your batter's perfectly mixed before you add anything. Because now what you're going to do is you're literally just going to fold it. And this is just like a surface fold. You don't want to like vigorously do anything. I just want to do something like that and I'm done. That's it. Not a lot of mixing. Someone's entered the room. Okay. Not a lot of mixing because that will make it sink. Okay, so literally two very random folds in.
Thank
Great.
you.
Does everyone have their cupcake batter with them?
Yes, yes.
Okay, great. I hope you have made some really fun flavors so that we can all look at like different cupcake flavors. So I have a silicone cupcake mold. This is your regular muffin size. Regular muffin size. I have some cupcake liners. If you aren't doing cupcake liners, I remember a Bella Johnson on the group asking this question, so I'm quickly going to address it. You can just grease it with a little bit of oil or a little bit of butter. You don't necessarily even need to add like butter and flour. These cupcakes in particular have a lot of butter, so they release really easily. There's no issue with getting them out. The cupcake liners just make them look a little pretty, I guess. Okay. Again, two ways you can do this. I go a little crazy sometimes, especially when taking orders, and I measure out my batter into cupcake molds, just to make sure that they're all really even. Some very weird quirk, but you don't have to do that. You can just eyeball it in.
But can I ask what would be a measurement for a small cupcake and a big cupcake?
Okay. So for a big cupcake, I add like 66 grams. Very weirdly numbered, but that's what it is. And for a small cupcake, I add like 30 or something.
Okay. Thank you.
So I am actually going to do both. I'm going to show you what 66 looks like. Actually, I'm going to do smaller. You should do this with a smaller spoon so you don't get it on the sides.
Excuse me, Michelle.
Yes.
In the cupcake, how many? If it's a small, I'll show you the size. If it is a small cupcake tray, then I must add how many grams of the mixture in it?
What is a small one?
Yeah, 1 minute. I'll show you. Okay. And this ganache is just to be kept. Nothing to be done right now with this, right?
Not right now. It's just chilling in the fridge, and we'll come back to it.
Okay. Okay.
So,
It has chilled in the fridge. Huh? Okay. I didn't hear that part. Okay.
oh shoot. Okay. So I'm getting them around like 60, 62. Okay, I'm not ridiculous about it. I stop at 64 if it's not like 66. But also, you kind of want them like 3/4 full. I will smooth these out a little later, but somewhat that much in each. So if you're not like me and you don't want to measure it out, because why would anyone want to measure it out? That's crazy. You can just put like 3/4 of the batter in, like 3/4 of the cup. So it should reach, and I'll show you in a second.
Yes, but I know people who take orders do that. I have another friend also who measures every cupcake.
It's because like sometimes clients are just like, oh, this cupcake is tiny, and then you just don't want that kind of like drama in your life.
Yeah, and you want all of them to look alike also, right?
Look same. So that's what I mean by 3/4. Does everyone see that fine? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, I think I'm gonna be a little over 6 pins. But for now, we just make these 6, and then I did add some inclusion, so. Oh no, it might be perfect. Woohoo. Okay, whoever's baking, can you all give me like a little check-in so I know how you all are doing? Is nobody baking, or is just everyone like taking the mute yourself very seriously? This is a mute yourself class till you're asked questions, so please answer.
filling the cups, dear, filling the cups.
Oh, okay, great. There's someone filling the cup.
Filling the cups with great concentration.
Oh, wow.
Michelle, this is okay?
I want to see what this is okay looks like. Yeah.
No.
Amazing.
It's okay?
Looks good.
Thank you.
Okay, I have all of mine filled in. I have a little teensy little batter left. At this point, you can just add a little extra to all, or actually, I wouldn't recommend that because you don't want them to spill over. Just make a mini cake for yourself. It's fine. We'll figure that out.
How many cakes did you fill?
I got 6 out of mine with a very little remaining over.
Oh, I have too much remaining, so I have put less.
Probably. Or maybe your liners are smaller. I really want you all to use your discretion over here because I can't really tell through this online thing.
Okay, thank you. No
No
problem.
problem.
Michelle, I have a question. You know, you get the silicone cupcakes, the individual ones.
Yes.
So we can put it directly, or we have to put a liner in that?
This is, you have to put a liner.
I've always used a liner. So I actually have the silicone one. I don't know if you see me doing this weird thing with my batter. Probably shouldn't do that. It's fine. But I do always add a liner. It's just cute to look at, and also in case it's going to get stuck, that will prevent it from.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, I'm just smoothing out my batter.
So, can you see, is this okay?
Yes, that looks adorable. I love the cupcake more. Pink.
Could you please check on?
Yes. Also, now's the time to preheat your oven. If your oven takes a lot of time to preheat it, I'm really sorry, I forgot to tell you. And mine takes really less time. Oh, that looks cute. Yes. Okay, great. Everybody go preheat your ovens to 180 degrees C. I'm actually going to take you inside with me because I need to talk and also put my oven on. Okay. Okay, don't look in my kitchen because it's very clean. Okay, great. Okay, so first things first is I'm going to put my oven to preheat and also just look at my oven. That's it, nothing else in the kitchen. Actually, look at me, that's better. Okay, great. Each oven behaves differently. So for instance, I have a really old oven. So if a recipe says 180, I always bump it up by 10 degrees, just because my oven heats cooler than most ovens. That's fine. So you have to learn your own oven. These bake at 180 degrees for 25 to 30 minutes. Again, oven thing. You figure it out as you bake more and more.
Michelle, how many minutes do we need to preheat the oven?
Till it's hot. So I have a tell, which is that my you'll see it in a bit, my filaments become red. So if you don't have something like that, you can preheat your oven for like 10-ish minutes.
What's the temperature? At what temperature should
180 degrees.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. So yeah, but learn your oven over time, you'll kind of realize. So my oven, for instance, has a hot spot. What does that mean? Is that this side of the oven becomes hotter than this side of the oven. So halfway through, I will be turning the cupcakes just so there's even baking. That is not necessarily something everybody has to do. Like I said, over time, using your oven more and more, you will figure out what works for you, what doesn't work for you. You might have to bake it 10 degrees lower, 10 degrees higher, for a longer time, for lesser time. So we will all keep timers and come check in. Also checking.
Michelle, the oven I have doesn't have 180. It is actually a German make. So it's according to my oven, it will be 350 degrees.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
So that's just Celsius and Fahrenheit difference. That's the same thing.
Yeah. So
okay, so my oven's kind of okay. Whoever asks me, how do I know if my oven is hot? Do you see those filaments in? So that's how I know mine is hot. Do you have something like that? Okay, I don't know. Just gonna wait another 2 minutes.
Anyone in the group has a convection microwave? I can talk to you separately.
Yes,
Hello?
I am.
Who's this I?
Shaurya.
A lot of people who think I'm cute.
Shaurya. Okay, Shaurya. This is Manuela. I'll message you later, okay? Because I have a problem with that. Thank you. You mind? Hello?
I don't think she will.
Okay.
Okay. Great. So I'm putting my cupcakes in. Is everybody with me? I'm gonna turn it. It's a monumental moment.
Yep.
And in we go. Okay. Without wasting time, I'm also going to set a timer. I'm notorious for forgetting about stuff in the oven.
Nisha, may I ask you a question?
Yes.
This is Annette here. Why did you change the tray from the upper level to the lower level?
This is the middle level. Oh, good question, actually. So I have 3 racks. One is around here, which is my higher one. This is my middle one, and this is my lowest. I also have the setting on my oven, which says, I am going to pull this out. Hold on. Can I show it like this? No, I can't. Wait. Something like, okay. Here. So this is where, no, wow. That's what we can tell. Okay, I'm just going to remove this. Okay. So this is something which is upper, lower and upper and lower. So this is like the heating. So you will see that both my lower filament and my upper filament are glowing red is because both of them are heating. Certain things that need to bake from like pies, for instance, they need your bottom to to cook and not the top so much, those probably you keep them on lower. So for this, we want it on upper and lower if you have the entire, like that setting. And you want to keep them in the middle rack so that they evenly cook from up and down. Does that?
I have all the 3 levels. In fact, I have 3.5 levels because I have a
Okay.
huge electric oven. But
Okay.
I never shift it. I
Yeah,
just leave
that's
it
fine.
on
You
the
can keep it
timer.
in the
When the
middle.
timer goes off, put it off. Or it
Yeah.
actually goes off automatically.
Works.
I never shift anything and all. If
That's
you're right, for the pies I put it lower. Middle I put it for these fruit cakes and everything. So both the sides get over. And if it is what should I say, these pizzas or something, if I'm doing it with a topping, then I put it on the upper and that's it. I forget it. I
That
put the
sounds
timer
good.
and that's it. Is it okay? Or we have to shift for the cupcakes?
No, the middle rack is fine.
Middle rack is fine. Okay,
Anyway,
thank you. Thank you.
Excuse me, Michelle.
Yes.
I filled it about 3/4. Is this okay? Can you see me?
Why?
Can you see?
Yes. Yes, that looks good. Have you greased your oven, your mold?
Yeah, I kept the oven at 180. It's about 2 minutes now. I just
Have
on
you
it.
greased the inside of the cupcake liner?
Pardon?
Have you greased your mold?
Yeah, I've greased my mold, right?
That's fine. That is good.
I've greased my mold and then I put the mixture in. That's
Yes.
okay, no? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So after 10 minutes of preheating, I'll keep it in the oven. On the lower rack or on which
In
rack
the
should I?
middle rack.
Pardon?
In the middle rack.
Middle rack. I think there are only 2 racks, I think. Then should
I
I
think
keep
you
it
should be fine on the bottom.
bottom rack because this is a cooking range. So I'll keep it on the bottom rack, right?
Works.
Yeah, okay.
Someone else was asking a question.
How long does it
Michelle.
take for the cupcake to bake?
15 minutes. Oh yeah, everybody said keep your cupcakes in 15 minutes. I set my timer. I don't know if anyone was following along.
Michelle, if
Yes.
the little leftover and we put it at the bottom shelf, can we do that?
Yeah. You can do
Okay.
whatever with that. That's your own personal mini cupcakes.
Okay. But it'll bake at the same time or what?
Oh, you have to check in on it.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. How is everyone doing?
Ideally, the baking time is 20 to 25 to 30.
25 to 30. So I've kept 15 now. And then because my oven has a hotspot, I'll be rotating it. If you also have one, you can also rotate. But otherwise you can leave it as is. And then another 15 minutes and then we'll check them and I'll show you how to check them.
30 minutes.
But just keep an eye on it.
30 minutes, total 30 minutes, 180 degrees centigrade, 30 minutes.
Correct.
Okay, fine.
Maybe keep 20 minutes just in case you don't know if your oven heats really high and all of that. It's better to keep 10 minutes before. You can just chill in the kitchen till it gets done.
Okay.
Okay, great. Is everybody good with that?
Actually, if you have smaller cupcakes, then like
It takes lesser time to make.
Yeah, it's same time.
No. So I have 3 sizes of cupcakes. That's 6. I have 3 sizes of cupcakes. The really mini ones. Okay, wait one. My parents are really shy. So that's why you can see them like behind the door. No, you can't see them.
Oh, your tea is ready. Lucky.
Evening coffee. Hey, that was like tea break. This is chatting and tea break. Okay, back to the question. So the very mini cupcakes, which are like tiny, like those bake for me in like 10 minutes, 12 minutes tops. The ones a little bigger than that bake for me in 15, and these bake in 30.
Okay, thanks.
Worst case, if you don't know, around the 20-minute mark, we'll go check in on them. I'll show you what to look for to see that it's underbaked, and don't see that, that means it's baked.
I have a question. If we have a microwave convection, then how long should we need to bake the
I
cupcakes?
really don't know. Ask Shaurya. Is this Shaurya?
Yes.
Oh shit. Shaurya, I thought you knew how to do this. God damn.
Shaurya, Shaurya, it's the same time. Okay, when I talk to you, I'll tell you.
Acha.
I too need to know how much time is the convection.
Okay, if the others don't mind it, can I?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Oh, the microwave people can chat now.
The microwave that I have, it is a convection one, but every time I put on convection and then it goes for preheat automatically, and then it stops at every 10 minutes. Is that what happens to you all also?
The preheat stops at 10 minutes. Then I put it again on convection like 180 degrees and then I bake it.
The temperature does not change, but I just get a stop at every 10 minutes. So if my cake has to bake for 30 minutes, after 10 minutes, I need to press start again and it automatically goes for a 10 minutes.
Mine is not like that.
Shaurya, what about you?
That's why I put it smaller at intervals and then I check.
You can put the time, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. I know mine is just set for
Mine is just
automatic.
preheated. I am putting the cups now.
Okay, okay. Shaurya, how is yours? How does your microwave work?
I think if the microwave is stopping at 10 minutes, you should see that the temperature is remaining 180 and then again keep it for another 10 or 20 minutes. Because if it is stopping at 10 minutes, then the temperature also will go down. No, so you should check whether it is still at 180 degrees. That's very important. I mean, if that is happening with your microwave, because in my microwave, once I preheat, then I can keep it 30 minutes, 40 minutes as I want. I mean, I'm not doing it in the microwave right now.
Yeah.
That's the way it works.
Yeah, I think even ours is the same. The only thing is our microwave is giving out less heat, I think. So we sometimes need to keep it for a little longer period of time.
Yeah, that's right. That's what you have to do because the temperature must be reducing if it is stopping at 10 minutes.
I put it at 20, okay?
Sorry, somebody said something.
20 minutes is right? To begin with? I just started baking.
Thanks everyone for your output.
Okay, great. So now is a great time to clean up. If you're especially like me and keep doing it with your mom, so I got a little jump around.
We can't hear you, Michelle.
Oh shoot. Hold up. Can you hear me now? Hello. Hello.
Yeah, a little louder, please.
Hello. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Yes, yes.
Okay,
Yes,
great.
we can hear you.
Okay, great. Okay, so we clean up now and just get anything out of the way. And I want you to grab whatever piping tips you have, plastic bag or pastry bag or piping bag, whatever you're using as your. I'm going to actually just show you whatever I have. So, one of these guys, I have a reusable piping bag, which is a great investment because it's really cheap and you don't add to plastic waste in the world. And then any piping tip. So this is the 6.1 that I was talking about. Wait, this is a 5.1. My bad. A 5.1 works, a 6.1 works. Any kind of closed star tip. I can show you some options.
I'm just focusing on this.
All of these work. A small one works. One of these works. Okay. I am going to be using two. One is this, and then one is this, which is a round tip. I'm using the round tip just to show that you can use all of these techniques.
Could you show me the round tip again, please?
You're also big.
Okay. Not the really thin ones. Those are for writing only and like really specific design work, like piping Easter eggs. So yeah, we can use both the techniques. So I want one of these. I want two of these. If you don't have these at all, that's also fine. We'll figure something out. A spatula or spoon. If you want to take a spatula, that's fine. And then if you have any kind of sprinkles, you can grab them. Optional, just like to jazz them up. And one of these things, it's called a coupler. If you have one of them, that's great. I'm gonna turn off my video and just clear up this little sitch, and then I'll be right back.
Could you show the toppler again? Can you bring it closer to the camera? I can't really see. So what does it do?
Yeah, we'll talk about that. But it looks like you are too cute. All of them are calling me cute. I like that. Thanks. Okay, I'm gonna just switch off my camera and clear up because my mom should yell at me. Okay, bye.
I thought he was going to put that cable also.
Okay, everybody, quick heads up. Whoever's baking with me, my 15 minutes have just rung. So I'm going to take y'all in. Okay. And we'll just see. Let me turn you around. Okay. So that's what they look like. I'm just going to turn them. Okay. I maybe filled them a little too much. But If I poke the top, you can see how it's still a little squishy. That means it's not cooked. So in they go again. I'm keeping them for another 15 minutes.
Michelle? Michelle?
Yes?
I noticed your cupcakes were cracked. Is it
I can't hear you really well. What was that?
your cupcakes? Your
Yeah.
cupcakes, which you opened this now.
Yeah.
Cupcake get cracked like this.
Yeah. Okay. So that happened because I added cocoa powder additionally. So sometimes when you add an inclusion like cocoa powder, that can happen. It won't affect the taste a lot, and you will be covering up the crack with like frosting. So I wouldn't recommend doing this method for if you're making muffins and you don't want cracks on the top. But for cupcakes, it's totally fine.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
Could you see the cupcakes? We've checked it and it's baked perfectly.
Oh, great.
Yeah, right?
Looks good to me. What flavors did you make?
We made the vanilla flavor with the
Oh,
cocoa
nice.
and the walnut.
Oh, nice. Mixed flavor. Nice. Okay, just poke them on the top and see if they bounce back fine. That's one way. And then if you wanna poke us, like poke them with your finger, that's fine. And yeah, if you put a skewer through, it shouldn't be wet. It looks good to me. Awesome. In the meantime, we can grab our ganache from the fridge. I have, so mine's, you can see, become like quite thick. Look at that. Right? Super thick. And in the meantime that the cupcakes are still baking / cooling down, we can get to learning how to use this. 1 second.
What's the difference between muffins and cupcakes?
Okay.
What's the difference between muffins and cupcakes, Michelle?
Oh, one has frosting, one does not.
Okay.
And also traditionally your muffins will have like more, they're more of like a breakfasty or like less sweet option. So you have a lot of these like blueberry oatmeal kind of muffins.
Okay.
They're more like less fancy. Okay, 1 second. Okay, great. So I will set up again like so. And yeah, okay. So I want y'all to grab any like thali or like any flat surface that you can clean easily, or a parchment paper or anything, because before we get on to decorating on our cupcake, Himaya can like let her spoon. We still need to bake ours. So we will practice these, and this is like an easy thing you can do. Is just practice on a flat surface, and you can keep scraping it and dumping it back in your bowl, so that way you don't have to waste frosting. One other good thing about using ganache is that it's pretty heat resistant compared to, say, an American buttercream. So you can actually practice a lot on this. If at all at any point it gets super loose because of the heat of your hand, dump it back in the fridge or leave it for a little time, and you should be good to go. Now, a coupler is a really good thing for multiple reasons. One is that it's really beginner friendly, so you don't have to worry about pipe like frosting bursting out the side in case you cut it too deep. Are any of you all using like a plastic bag or something, or like a makeshift piping bag, so that I can cover how to cut it and all of that? But if you don't use that, then I can skip it. I'm gonna skip it. Great. Is everyone back? Because like breakdown is over. So can put your videos on again.
Is the piping bag you're using a silicone?
Yes, this is a reusable silicone piping bag.
So how do you fix the mold into that?
So you can just pass it through. You can turn it inside out. I'll just remove this again. So either you can straight take your piping tip, right? This, put it in straight,
Okay.
and then push it at the other end, and then push it till it like stays like that.
Okay, okay. It doesn't shift or anything.
Nope.
Okay.
And we're using a coupler so that in case sometimes your frosting is a little too thick and wants to it push your tip out the other end, the coupler kind of prevents that from happening. And more than that, a really fun thing about the coupler is, so you just fix it, it won't completely go through for one, so that's nice. One really nice thing is that you can attach anything on the other end. So sometimes, say you want to frost multiple designs, you can swap these out without having to remove this whole thing and just make a mess of everything. So for now, I'm attaching my 5-point or 6-point tip on the edge. I hope everyone caught that. So I just place it at the end, nice and firm, and then screw this other end on, which matches your coupler. And that's really tight. There's no ganache that's going to squeeze out the other end, so this won't burst open. This especially happens in like more flimsier plastic things. So a coupler's nice. And now, for instance, say I'm piping some with these and I want to use another tip. I just have to unscrew this end and I can change it. Yeah. So but now we'll start with this. And this is like the baker's favorite piping nozzle. I'm going to teach you some of the simplest designs we can make. Okay, hold, you can turn this out like a collar. So you're holding it from here, you can hold it a little lower, and you're just pulling it like a collar. Like this. Making a little cone for yourself. In that cone, you can put as little or as much frosting as you want. A little more in. You can always fill it in again. So feel free to kind of like do that. Turn it inside out. And then squeeze down. And that is your piping bag.
If you don't have a nozzler, then how do you put it in?
If I don't have a what?
Like the toppler, whatever that is that you attach it so it doesn't spill over anything.
Yeah, if you don't have that, you can just straight put this your piping tip in.
And then cut the paper on top, right?
Sorry?
And cut the tip of the paper, right?
That's right.
Okay.
Okay. Does everyone have one of these ready? Guys.
One more doubt I've got. Do we have
Yeah.
to let me switch from my camera.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do we have to put this like from top like this or
Okay,
inside with this like this?
Okay, yeah. You put it in from the back. So if you are following along, actually let me grab my other piping bag as well.
Okay.
Suppose goes inside or outside?
Okay.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't have one of the reusable ones, I have these on hand. So that's it, and it's not cut from the end. Okay. So you open it. Same thing as before. Turn it around and make yourself a little well. All the way through. Okay. Now, to make sure that you don't cut too deep a hole, what you can do,
The hole has
plastic piping bag. Just kind of measure this to this. Okay. And you don't want to cut the whole length of it because then it'll pop out. So you kind of cut, say, half. Okay. And I will demonstrate with you.
this one.
That will lock up. This will go in and that will lock up.
So I'm cutting like this little snippet. Just so much. And then from the back, you put it in. And pull out the other side so that it's really tight. Make sure that it's staying firm. The problem with this is without a coupler sometimes is that it can burst out if you are not careful. I think I'll cover this a little more. Kind of like that. Do you need me to fill this in? I don't really want to waste the plastic. Or no. If you want, I can demonstrate and fill this in.
I have to cut this.
Yeah. Right? So without a coupler, this can sometimes squeeze out if you're not careful, if you're using a really thick frosting, which the coupler kind of prevents. But you should be fine even like this. Is everyone good with that? Yeah?
You have to check the copper.
Demonstration.
I can't make out how she's fixing it up. She put the copper outside, na? She put that those two things inside and the copper outside.
Yeah.
That cover actually has to come out. To lock it, that has to come out. So the nozzle has to be bigger. Understood now? I had got it. But thinking how. So that means it has to, according to that, you have to cut the thing.
Okay. Also, we have around a minute left for our cupcakes. Is everybody ready with your piping bag?
1 minute.
We're locking outside. So we can see.
Okay. I have time on my cupcakes.
Mine is small. Like. I've got the plastic one. I can try with the plastic one.
Okay. So I have my cupcakes out. They're a little craggly because of adding extra cocoa powder. But like I said, we can always decorate the top with frosting. So I'm not too bummed out about it. Okay. Does everyone have their piping bags finally? So in the meantime, I'm actually going to have them. Okay. In the meantime, let's quickly learn some very basic frosting tips. Okay. Everybody ready? Great.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So I have a flat disc. And you can do this. I just borrowed one of Mama's bartan covering things.
Thali.
Anything that's flat and round or square or anything that's flat, anything that'll hold. Okay. Your very first one, and actually I'm going to angle this downwards. How do I do that? Yes. Okay, great. Okay. Now, the very first, and I'm pretty sure everyone has seen this, is a rosette. Okay. And how you do that is you pipe just squeeze. Actually, let's just test this first. Yeah. Okay. That's coming up. So we can divide that. Oh, in fact, before you even go to the rosette, the very basic thing you can do is press and leave. Are you able to see that properly? That's very small. Can I go a little lower on this?
Zoom in your camera.
Yes, that's smart.
Lower the stand and zoom in.
Michelle, one question, please.
Lower the stand, Michelle. Lower the stand at table, little above table level, and zoom in and tilt your camera.
Okay, wait.
Yeah, this is better.
Lower. Yeah, who's that, Michelle?
Michelle, this is Omna here.
I have my cupcakes out and I'm not sure whether they're cooked. I checked with the toothpick. They seem okay. 25 minutes. Is it right?
Yeah, if a toothpick comes out clean, then that's good. You can also just poke the top if it bounces back. That's a good indicator.
Yes, yes, it is.
Okay, then you're good to go.
Okay, okay. Carry on.
Okay. How does everyone like this angle? Yeah?
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah,
Amazing.
good.
Yes, perfect.
Okay, great. So let me do that once again. I also like to sit and fight. So I am going to, so the very first thing you can do is literally hold it almost touching, but not quite. So a little above, press and leave. Do you see that? One more time. Press and leave. Oh, that's a little ugly. Ew. Okay. Press and leave. And the key is kind of keeping even pressure. So you get like these little stars. Okay.
I didn't exactly get stars. I got something of the sort. Maybe like a.
Okay, let me see it.
Can you see?
Yeah, so you have a 6 point. This is a 5 point. I ended up using a 5 point. Also put lesser frosting. So I'm not really squeezing when I'm there. It's more of
the frosting.
Press, and then when I'm done, I'm stopping and pulling up. Oh, that's a beautiful star. This one was amazing. Ah, that's it. This one. You see it? It looks so cute.
Perfect.
Michelle? Michelle?
Yeah.
Is there any specification for the nozzle, like 1 mm or 2 mm or
So
something?
1M is a 6 point star. That's the built-in 6
Okay.
point star tip.
Okay, 1 mm.
You use a 5 point star tip. But what I'm trying to say is that these tips can be used, like these techniques can be used on virtually any tip.
Okay.
Okay. And to demonstrate just that, and this is why I
Okay.
have a couple of on, to be very honest,
Thank you.
is I have the round tip. Oh, I need to remove it. 1 second. Everybody keep your cupcakes under the fan so then we get time to kind of pipe them the last 10 or so minutes. Okay. I have a round tip now that I'm going to show. And you do just the same thing. Okay. You see that? Kind of.
Michelle, excuse me.
Yeah.
Michelle, can I ask you something?
Yeah.
The cupcake is, I mean, down it is brown, but top it is still that light yellow color. Does it
That's
take?
fine. The color doesn't matter. Is it? Can you run a toothpick or a skewer through and see if there is any wetness? If it comes out as only like dry crumbs, then it's baked.
The bases, no, the bases come brown, but the top is looking, I mean, sort of creamish color. So is that okay?
Fine. It's a vanilla cake, so the color will be creamish. That's not a problem.
Okay, all right.
As
So
long
it,
as it's baked through. So just poke something and make sure it's not wet.
all right. Okay, I'll just
we can't see you.
I'll just poke a toothpick and see. That's okay, no?
Sure.
Okay.
Michelle, we can't see you.
I'm on the other camera. There's another camera, and then there's me who's showing you a close-up. Can you see me now? No, you can't. Okay. Sorry. I think two of my devices are pinned. But anywho, so the round tip, again, same technique. You press, and this time you swirl away. Just so you don't get like a, if I pull, is also a nice look actually. You can just like a little Hershey's kiss. Do you see that?
Swirl it round and
If you swirl it, you get like a little flatter top, or you can do like a Hershey's kiss look. I'll show you how that looks. Do you see these? Ah, I don't know if you can see them properly. Yeah, there. So this one you can see I've swirled away, and it's like more flatter, whereas this is like a Hershey's kiss with like a little peak on top. That's like a preference. If you want a peak, you can do a peak. Okay. And now I'm going to switch back to my star. Does everyone have this first technique down? Does anyone want to show me their progress? Does anyone want to see anything? Is everyone good with this? Okay. Taking that as a yes. Okay. The next thing we're going to learn is the rosette. Just the basic thing. I think everyone's like really keen on this design. So there's two motions you need to remember. There, two. Okay. One is the basic thing we learned beginning, which is this. And then there's a round motion. Ah, wait, I can't sit. I need to sit and do this. Can I sit this side and do it?
basically
That's a really ugly one.
starting from the center of the round
Yeah.
and round.
Okay, can I switch?
I will do.
And this after frying up, you remove it, put it on the table.
No, she just demonstrated the different techniques of.
Okay. So first is the thing we learned here with the start. We press, and then the second thing is a round and release. Okay, I'm going to show that one more time.
Ganache.
You can keep a cloth or just wipe it on the side of the bowl if you have any like ganky bits in the nozzle.
Michelle, you know, this angle is actually covering what you're doing.
The cloth is covering.
Yeah, the bag.
Okay.
The bag in your hand is covering.
Let me move. Wait, what does that mean?
The bag come between the camera and you.
Yeah. No, someone's written something in chat. Since you were showing the chocolate filling in the plastic sheet, the other one which is filled doesn't now become hard since two colors. No. Hazel, what do you mean exactly? Can you explain yourself better? I'm a little confused. Okay. I am back on the other side. Is this fine? Do we want to zoom in a little?
Just keep your bag. Let us see.
Yeah, once you use your hand there.
Yeah, this is better.
Yeah, okay. Let me zoom in though. Can you not zoom in like this? Okay. Okay, let's wipe this. So, okay. So, press around and try keeping it as tight and release. Can you see that? Ah.
If we don't have enough ganache for this, can we do the other methods?
Yeah, you can do any of these methods, and you should have enough ganache, I think.
Yeah, it's not much.
Okay. I don't know why my camera suddenly become this weird little thing. Okay. Sure. Okay. So that's the second method. Does anyone have questions regarding this? I'm going to hold this up and do it so you can see it probably a little better one last time.
My ganache has lost its firmness. Should I put it back in the fridge?
Yeah. Wait 1 second. Yes, please. I'm also going to scrape my board because I want paste. So that's what you can do. Now that I have this, I'm just going to take all of this. And you can basically reuse that. It's just going to be a little messy, but that's fine because this is just a practice board. Okay. Showing you the rosette another time, and then we can move on. Press around and release. I don't know why my camera is not capturing this properly. Should I put the light on?
Michelle, is this?
Yes. Yeah. Wow, that looks amazing. Great. Good job. Okay. So we have roses. It's really hard doing it in front of the camera. That is what it looks like. Okay. After that is done, the third thing we can learn with this same tip is a shell. Okay. You basically, wait, where am I? Here. Press and swipe like that. I'm just gonna show you what it looks nicely, because when I'm doing it with the camera angle in mind, it's not okay. I don't know why can someone help me troubleshoot why my camera is giving me like a weird brightness? Oh, it's fine till now. Is anyone good and techie? Okay. I hope everyone can see these properly because I don't know why my brightness is gone.
No, because I think the chocolate is too dark. That Kimaya did one rosette. It was of a lighter brown shade.
That's true. But it wasn't captured properly before.
Yeah, Kimaya, just show your rosette. See her rosette, how she made it very beautifully. She learned from you. You are the guru. See how she did it.
Kimaya, very nice.
Yeah, but because it's a light brown, no, while yours is on the darker side.
Yeah.
I think that color is making the difference.
Probably. Okay, that's the third one, which is a shell. You basically have to press, push, and pull. Press, push, and pull. You see that? Press, push, and pull. Pretty easy. And you can do a lot of like cake borders. Like,
our screen is 25. There are 3 screens. There was 75.
like
79.
cake borders on a cake.
Do the shell one again.
The shell one? Okay. Right.
Huh? Ayyo.
Okay. So you're here. First, you press, push away, and pull towards you.
Go up and come down.
Yeah. So you do swoop like a little swipe. I don't know if you can. The damage is not a lot. Okay. I'm just going to swipe all of this away. Okay. Let me just get something to clean all of this. And I'll be right back. Also, my ganache bag is kind of empty. I'm just going to empty it out completely. And see, after using it for a while, the ganache kind of becomes a little looser consistency. So you can, at that point, just pop it into the fridge again. I'm going to grab this side so I have a little more consistency. Okay. Did you get the shell one, Kimaya?
It didn't come out well. I tried it like twice. It didn't come out well.
Can I see what you're doing?
Okay, let me try.
Oh, we have to do the same design on that.
The ganache keeps becoming soft, so it keeps on like breaking up in between. It's melting.
Okay. Yeah. As I said, it's better to keep it overnight so it's a little firmer. For now, the Jugaad version is the fridge.
Excuse me, Michelle. We should do the frosting on this after tomorrow only, not now.
No, we are going to do it now. What is the time exactly? Oh, it's fine. Okay. I'll just complete the rest of these and then we can, once they cool down, either you can do it right now. I think mine are almost cool. We can either do them right now or you can do it in your own time.
I mean, you must keep it overnight, no? Then only it will become thick.
So what we did was we kept it in the fridge and it's still, so mine I've kept it in the fridge and it's nice and thick to pipe.
Okay, all right. Okay.
If you want, you can keep it overnight and pipe it, also not a problem.
Yeah, after observing what you do, we can do it tomorrow. Yeah, that's right. This is okay. No? I mean, this is okay. This color is okay.
Beautiful.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so last time, the shell one, you press, and pull. Okay, my tray is gonna be dirty now. Now we do a swirl, which is kind of building on the rosette. So you remember the rosette, which was around, and we stop here. That's the rosette. Yeah, in the fridge or out overnight. When you're keeping it overnight, you can keep it out. If you want it instantly firm, you can keep it over in the fridge. Okay. So while our rosette, we stop here. The same thing we can do where we go around. My ganache is getting stuck. Sorry, ignore that. So press around and then go up. Oh my god, why is this thing stuck? Sorry. Third time's the charm. Like that. Where you go building upwards. So if we want to make this smaller, this is our rosette, and then we take it another level and up. You see that? I'm going to show that one more time. Where can I do it? Here. Okay. Boom. Like so. Another way to do this and to get a little more height is to pipe a star and then kind of take it up like that. Oh, you didn't get to see that at all. A star and then round. Cool. Yeah. What else can we do? Okay, the rest of it I'm just going to teach on the cupcake directly because it's been 2 hours and I think you might want to go tea and stuff. So I'm going to grab my cupcake. So if everyone has their cupcakes and which are cooled down, and you'll have the ganache which is firm-ish, we can kind of try frosting them, and they don't have to look like super pretty. And also my ganache has kind of gone soft as well. But that's fine. So the first thing we can do is something really simple, which is everyone's favorite rosette. And I'm kind of moving the cupcake as well as my bag, just so I get like a really round thing. My ganache has gone really soft. So, but what's really trendy nowadays is like a bunch of different things. And if you want to do this with white chocolate in different colors, it looks really cute. You can do all of the different techniques we learned. So maybe we do like a little rose here and then another rose here. Yeah. And wipe that away. And then we can do like a squiggly line. And I'm just kind of doing that and fill in some gaps with like a
Michelle,
little star. Yeah.
can I show you mine?
Yes, please. And for this, I can do one of the shell patterns.
Is this
So I
okay?
keep doing this.
I'm trying to do this. Is this okay?
Yeah. That looks nice, Shaurya.
Thanks.
Just like shells all over. And it
Michelle,
doesn't
how
have to
is
be
this?
something like really thought out.
How is this, Michelle? Is this okay? Like,
Oh, that looks cute.
what's
Okay.
a rosette?
It is a
Rosette. It's like a really
that looks
big
nice.
one.
Yeah. Make sure that you're keeping the lines really tight, like close to each other. And as much as sometimes we might practice, we might not like the way something's turned out. I certainly don't, considering that my ganache has gone really loose right now. I fight way too much with it. So, what you can also sometimes do, okay, I'm not going to attempt doing, am I going to? Yes, I am. Okay, let's do this. Dump this in.
Michelle, how's this one? Not much ganache is left because it's kind of melting
Oh,
already.
yeah, I like that. So, with a very few techniques, you can make a lot of different designs. And what's really fun is that even though you might practice on your thali a lot and think you're ready for the cupcake, sometimes you might not be ready for the cupcake and goof up. So you can just scrape it off. Just scrape it off like that. Just remove that and start again. Like smooth it out the best you can. Um, and let's do these. Let's see. Let's do the same shell one and let's try making it a little prettier. Okay. And then when I get there, I want to do a big reset. Oh my God, this ganache is so loose. Okay, and that's so much better than what it was before. I don't know if anyone can see it at all. And then even better, once you have all of that done, I would recommend people who really want to practice piping, do it when your garage is firm like tomorrow. Okay, yeah. So once you're done, you can grab. So I have these little sprinkles and these little sprinkles. You basically take them.
Michelle, since
Yes.
the ganache is melting, I'm keeping it in my fridge. Is that okay?
Sorry?
Like, since the ganache is melting while it's on the cupcake also, I've put it in the fridge. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's also good. Okay. I have tossed those on. And then maybe for this, we can do something. Okay. I like how those look. And this. Yeah. And those are your 3 cupcakes. There are 6 more, which I'm not decorating. So yeah, you don't need a lot of tools. You don't need a lot of equipment. One tip, and even if you have a circle one, you can do all of these things with it. You can make a swirl up. You can make little swirls. You can make the shell pattern with it. You can make a little squiggly line. I did the squiggly line here. Right? You see that? And I hope that was like a little self-explanatory. You just need to hold it and go twing, 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 and you have a squiggly line. Nothing crazy. And we have some choco walnut cupcakes with dark chocolate ganache, all ready to eat. Does everyone have stuff they have made that they wanna like do a showcase of, and then we can take a photo or something? Oh, does everyone have stuff? Like, do y'all have something that y'all made in the class today? And everyone put their videos on. I'm just gonna wash my hands, and then we can take a photo.
Michelle, I have a question. If the ganache you keep it overnight and it is kept outside,
Yeah.
it is cream, so it won't get spoiled or something?
Not for a day, no.
Okay.
Okay, let me just wash my hands. Okay, guys. So that is the class. If everyone can set up, oh no, you can go to these. I think the stand out much better on the white.
We can all put your videos on. We'll take a
If you want to
snapshot.
take a picture or something.
Yeah, we'll take a picture of the day.
Can you wait for 1 minute?
Yes.
One more. Okay, Maya, you're going to do one more cake?
No, I'm just putting it on the plate.
Yes. And pose with our cakes. Whoever has made stuff today, please pose with your cakes. And post pictures on the blue.
Michelle.
And yes.
Can I show you mine, all the cupcakes?
Lynette, Mabel Pinto, please put your videos on. Rayana Peter, Shaurya.
Oh, nice. Okay, I'm just gonna check.
He won't show me your cake.
I think I'll decorate it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Vanilla instead of a slab, that's not a problem.
All right, all those who are here today
that's another
can
class.
come for the next session. The rest of you will have to wait.
Michelle, thanks a lot. We learned a lot. So patient and answer.
No, there's still the best is yet to come.
Yes.
Believe me, the best is yet to come.
Patiently explain.
So all those who disobey, no.
Thanks a lot, Michelle.
Thank you, Michelle. It was very interesting.
Michelle, can you see mine?
One minute, the photo session is not
I think you
over.
can unpin me.
Acha, we have got Margaret Tavares, we have got Rayana, Ursula, Ryan Oliver, Mary Ranganathan. Please put your videos on. Otherwise, you will miss my next session for sure. Sharon Brito, Hedwig, Deodita, Gracie, Govius. Gracie, you will not attend any of my future sessions.
Really
You're
nice.
never putting your camera on.
Love them.
Dolly
Are
Garrard.
there chocolate chips on top?
Yeah, those white.
Really
Dolly
nice.
Garrard, put your video on. Hazel, put your video on. Both the Hazel. We have got 2 and 3 Hazels here. Hedwig, Deodit. Acha. Sharon Brito, put your video on. We need proof that we have taught these people. Mary Ranganathan, you will miss the next session if you don't come on.
Michelle, Roy wants proof in case we start our own home businesses.
Yeah. 1 minute. No, I'll be sending the recording only to those people whom I am capturing on the screen, not for everybody. So if they are not coming on the video, it's their bad luck. I won't send the session to them.
Thanks to Michelle and thanks to Roy.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Michelle. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Roy.
Welcome.
We'll try it later.
Michelle.
Thank you. Thanks.
Yeah, okay, I captured.
Your phone with your cupcake. You can see you too.
Okay, all those I captured, I'll put on the group and you all will receive the recording, okay?
Thanks, Michelle, once again. Very helpful.
Rest of you.
Thanks for your
Michelle is looking at all her students, all different age groups.
Thanks, Roy.
Welcome, bye.
Bye.
So we'll need to wrap up the session. The next session starts in another 10 minutes. Bye, Lavina.
Bye.
Thanks, Roy.
Bye. Bye, Lavi.
Thanks, Michelle.
Mary Ranganathan, you are late. Joyce, you missed the photo shoot.
Thank
You may
you,
not get the
Michelle.
video now.
Thank you, Roy.
Thank you. Thank
Bye,
you.
bye.
Thank you so much.
Bye. We're ending the session. Nisha, you can stay for the session number 2. You, Sheila, and whoever is there.
What is this? What is coming?
We are going to play housey now.
Oh.
Yeah, this had to get over before 5, No problems.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's okay. I told the people we are eating cakes over here.
Anyway, thank you everybody. Even I'm leaving.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks.
Pressy is learning a lot of things.
Michelle. No, I really enjoyed my effort. Thank you so much. Thank you, Michelle, for your painstaking effort.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you.
Thank you, Michelle.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks.
Roy, it's on this only, or there's an I have to log
No,
out
the,
and-
our other link. We'll have to get out from here. I'll close this.
Okay.